Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is Path to Progress for April 16th, 2025. I am here in my mobile office, getting ready to go into my brick and mortar office over there, and just getting my day underway. Actually, I got my day underway quite a bit earlier. Got in my walk, thought about my minimum acceptable performance standards. And felt really good about getting in a walk and getting that taken care of. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. What I've been thinking about a lot is actually that thinking. I struggle sometimes. As I mentioned yesterday, my inner critic is a constant voice in the back of my head. Not a hallucination, but just a niggling reminder, a self-doubt at all times and at all situations that somehow I am unworthy, that I am less than competent, that I am going to be found out, all of those kinds of things. We've given it a name now. We call it imposter syndrome. And so thinking for me can be a challenge, because most often if it doesn't brush up against the critic, it jumps right to it, and that's hard. But I think that thinking is important, especially for those of us who wish to make progress. The times in my life when I have made the most progress have been the times that I have spent the most time meditating, thinking deeply upon ideas, concepts, positions, different kinds of opportunities. Meditation for many people is part of a spiritual and a centering practice, but meditation in much of those kinds of situations seems to involve clearing the mind, primarily of the detritus of regular life, the distractions that get in the way of us being able to be fully aware of who we are, where we are, and of what is going on around us. That is certainly a part of thinking that I think needs to be taken into account and needs to be worked with. But the other part of thinking, for me, is about doing the mental work in advance of anything that I'm going to attempt in a physical realm. I have a belief that all things happen first mentally, or spiritually, if you prefer, and then they happen physically. We cannot, let me rephrase, I have not seen a situation where I have been able to manifest something successful without first having mentally prepared for it. Sometimes that mental preparation, that thinking about it, is making plans. Sometimes that mental preparation is making adjustments to plans. Sometimes that mental preparation and that thinking about it is thinking about all the possible things that could go wrong and trying to put contingencies in place, preparing myself for the eventualities that I may have to deal with. Thinking becomes the practice for real life or for physical life. There was a book that I read that talked about the idea that dreams are perhaps that for the body as well, that when we dream, we are dreaming stories that we need to deal with, preparing mentally, preparing physically in some cases, to be able to take action when it would be necessary, because how else do you practice horrible things that could happen to you except in your dreams? For me, I'm not sure that that's the case, at least not always. But I do believe that taking the time to think, for me, has been a valuable skill. It has been a valuable luxury. And it has been a powerful piece of helping me make progress. I couple that with another thing that is important. a thing of which I am not very good, and that is patience. Sometimes thinking reveals plans, steps, opportunities. But patience has allowed me to, when I have used it successfully, wait for the right time to put plans into motion. Making progress, I think, requires both. And today, I'm going to work on both. On thinking, making sure that I am thinking in a way that is constructive, that is setting the stage for future potentialities. Identifying things that I can do and preparing for them. And patience, not forcing the opportunities to come. I don't know if this has been useful for you, but I know it's something deep in my heart right now and something that I'm working on today. We'll see how it goes. If this has been useful, please let me know. Tell others and share this process, and hopefully we can help other people continue to make progress. And in the meantime, if this wasn't useful for you, I hope you'll come back another time and give me another shot. As always, I talk about what's on my heart and what's on my mind. In the meantime, this has been The Path to Progress. My name is Todd Wente. Nullum diem. I hope to see you next time.